Thanks everybody for joining us. This is, as a way of ending our year, we want to just give a quick update on what has been going on at the Roundtable and offer a membership meeting. So just to start us off with by the numbers, last fiscal year, the Roundtable was able to engage 2,849 folks across our different programs. This translated to 123 professional development hours across 55 different events that were offered. For context, back in 2018, 2019, so pre-pandemic, the Roundtable used to host 10 to 12 events annually. So I'm really excited that we continue to offer a wide variety of programs and are able to keep pace with the growth that we've realized over the past several years. Just to continue to put that into context, here's our budget. Our expenses totaled in FY25 about $1.1 million. And you can see how that's broken up across programs, fundraising, and operations. A majority of our budget, or about, I believe it's 79.3%, somewhere around there, is going towards supporting our programs, which we are thrilled to see a majority of expenses going directly into programs that serve and support our community. And then on the balancing side of that, I'm really excited that we continue to run a balanced budget with a small surplus that helps us support cash flow year over year. But you can tell we do have not as even of a balance as it relates to our earned revenue or revenue that comes from our membership, from our event registrations, compared to our contributed revenue, which is our grant revenue and our government revenue as well. And that's something that we continue to work on so that we can diversify our revenue streams, creating a stronger organization. Towards that end, we're in the midst of strategic planning mode at the organization. So this is a QRL to our last strategic plan, which we'll put in the chat too. And so we're in the process of preparing for our next 5-year strategic plan that's going to launch at the end, or actually in fall 2026. And here's just a little breakdown of what's been going on so far. We've been working with web management since fall 25. And in that time, we've held a leadership retreat. We're having bi-weekly strategic planning meetings with members of the staff and board leadership. 47 community interviews were conducted, so a thank you if anybody was part of that. We did a community survey to gather further feedback, which saw 321 responses. We conducted 6 focus groups, did a SWOT analysis based on all of that feedback, and have been in the process of now have done a goal-setting workshop as well. Just interesting things to uplift from that community feedback process. We were really excited to see how our community and how responses represented the broader New York City and how that's shown growth from the last time we surveyed our community. So in 2025, 46% of folks who responded to our survey identified as a person of color, compared to in 2019, which was 36% of folks identified as a person of color. For context, 34% of New York City's cultural workforce identifies as folks of color. Similarly, we're excited to see that about 21% of survey responders identified as somebody with a disability, and that compares to about 21.4% of New York City's overall population who identifies as a person with a disability. And that's something that we strive for. We want to make sure that we are representative of the field and the broader New York City in its fullest sense. Here's just a sneak peek at some of the things that we started to find, is that when asking folks about what they're looking for in terms of professional development, it became abundantly clear folks are very much interested in more targeted professional development opportunities that support folks with disabilities, supporting English language learners, supporting the LGBTQIA+ community. Additionally, we're excited to see that folks continue to come to the Roundtable and see value in the services that we're offering as it relates to your and our field's professional practice, specifically calling out advocacy, networking, mentorship, research and trends in the field as really top areas that folks say are very important to their practice. Um, let's see. And then what was exciting to see is that folks see the value in the work that we do as well, as it relates again to networking, advocacy, research, but also the value of our professional development and our modeling and teaching of best practices in equity, diversity, inclusion. Aligned with that, I know many of you know we released a Paying for Professionalism survey last year, which was around teaching artist compensation and employment practices. We are very much an organization that doesn't like a report to sit on a shelf. We continue to look at what are ways that we can activate this, not only with employers, but funders and government. And so about 8 months in to the report being live, we're excited to see that about 1 in 4 folks who answered our survey had used the report to make changes to teaching artist compensation, with, let's see, about 18% saying that it wasn't necessarily applicable to them. I'm also excited to share that this report has gone on to inform some policy and legislative conversations around portable benefits at the city level, funding conversations at the state level, has been something that we've engaged different funder groups around as well to help them better integrate and consider pay equity and keeping in mind the full cost of programming as part of their grant-making processes. So what's next? We're very much in the thick of strategic planning and finalizing those goals and initiatives in partnership with the Roundtable's committees. Some of you might have been part of that already. We're next going to be making sure we're operationalizing it. How does it roll out? How does it get paid for? And making sure we're building in accountability metrics and systems very much like this, where we have a report out method to the field. Our hope is that this report is released in fall 2026, so September, October, and y'all will be the first to know once that is officially finalized. Let's see, and I think that brings me to the end of this. Thank you all for indulging me and allowing us to share.